Hi, my name is Alice Jen. I'm the founder and master brewer of Hana Makgeolli. We are a startup here in Brooklyn trying to bring Korean rice alcohol to the US.
And tell us about your product.
So, makgeolli is a traditional Korean rice alcohol. It's made of white rice and a wok fermentation starter. Makgeolli is an unfiltered beverage, so it's characterized as creamy, both in texture and in appearance, and it's typically shaken before drunk. The most similar product in the world is Nigori sake, and that is still quite unknown to most people here in the U.S. But as the rise of sake grows, we want to draw parallels between their products and ours.
And again, how do you spell makgeolli for someone who's never heard of it? Because I never heard of it till today.
Yeah, so makgeolli is spelled Makgeolli. I hesitate because different brands spell it differently.
Okay. Do you want to tell us about the other brands? So here in the U.S., what's available currently, and then what's available in Korea?
So makgeolli in the U.S., what we're getting are foreign imports made by large commercial brewers. We often refer to it as green bottle makgeolli, the same way we would refer to green bottle soju, which is a distilled spirit. But green bottle makgeolli is characterized at around 6% ABV. Some made with rice, some not. Some made with alternative starches. They're often pasteurized, or actually they're all pasteurized, or contain another stabilizer, and are often sweetened with aspartame or other artificial sweetener. What makes us different from those types of producers is that we're trying to brew makgeolli in the traditional way here in the U.S. So made completely of a sweet rice, made with the traditional fermentation starter, fermented over a long period of time in cold temperatures, and filtered and bottled immediately, not pasteurized. There's no sweeteners added. It's supposed to be a live fermented product the way it is drunk traditionally in Korea.
So now, what is the history of it? You were telling me before the interview about the history, about the occupation, and about availability of certain ingredients or lack of availability.
Right. So makgeolli, so if you start from the very beginning, right, makgeolli is known as the farmer's drink in Korea. It was often drunk by the lower classes, while the clear alcohol that results from makgeolli, which is the stuff once it settles down, and the clear stuff is separated from the top, that was for the royals or the court or just wealthier people. So makgeolli is historically a farmer's drink in Korea, and it used to be drunken by the lower classes, the farmers, while the clear stuff that results from brewing once the rice sediment settles down, it's called cheongju or yakju, and that stuff was saved for the royals or the higher wealthier classes. As makgeolli progressed, it became more of a common drink. However, due to the Korean War and Japanese occupation and the rice shortages that resulted from that, makgeolli's production and the methods that were used by commercial makers was extremely limited. Because of the rice shortages, first of all, producers started to use alternative starches such as potato or wheat. They had to get them more output out of the product, so they would water down more frequently. In addition, they started pasteurizing and sweetening as well. Those historical changes as a result of famine have still impacted the way we know makgeolli today. It essentially changed an entire generation's understanding of our traditional alcohol. So what Hana Makgeolli is doing is trying to bring back or use the traditional brewing methods that are used by some artisanal makers in Korea today, and bring to the U.S. a product that will redefine what makgeolli is. we have a unique chance here in this market to show people what makgeolli could be or what makgeolli should be um, before they start making associations to a certain type of flavor, such as aspartame. So right now, Hana Makgeolli is pre-production. We are here in the pilot kitchen that we work out of, pretty much doing the R&D. We're recipe developing, we're doing test groups, we're getting feedback from different types of consumers or potential consumers, and really trying to refine our final product before we move into our brewery and start our scale production.
So you don't have the recipe quite finalized yet?
So yes, we do have a recipe, and that's because my background is I learned how to brew from my father as a child, and it's just kind of a passion that's stuck with me. As a result of my father teaching me, of course, he passed down recipes to me as well. What's happened is that what we're doing now is making calculations for larger scale production and trying to replicate that process in a smaller setting so that we know, because things change as you go into larger scale production. So we're taking into account things like water quality, for example, and playing with very small variations in that space. We're taking into account different variations in rice. It could be the same variety of rice by different producers, for example. So what we're doing is really trying to fine-tune the recipe here versus alter it or try to come up with a new one.
Now in the kitchen, you were cooking up or soaking white rice, but there was also a bag of brown rice.
Sure.
You can do it with either.
Yeah, so you can make makgeolli with any kind of starch, essentially.
Okay.
I mean, you can make alcohol out of any kind of starch. Typically, makgeolli is made with just sweet white rice or a combination of medium grain white rice and sweet white rice. The recipes that my father passed down to me, however, use sweet brown rice. And there's a funny story to that. The reason why he started incorporating sweet brown rice into his recipes is because my mother was diabetic. It's funny though, that was his rationale. Like, he would use sweet brown rice to bring down the glucose level in the alcohol so that she could drink it. But from a scientific perspective, the glucose levels are exactly the same.
Oh.
It's just the associations of the different grains and their nutritional values.
So now for the business itself, right now it's you and your partner. It's just the two of you.
Yes.
What's next?
So right now we are in the middle of looking for spaces in Brooklyn. So we're working with real estate agents and looking at different spaces in Bushwick and Greenpoint and even Gowanus and Red Hook areas. We're really looking for any kind of location that would allow us to grow. We're also fundraising and working with engineers and architects and consultants to draw up plans. There's a lot of things going on in parallel.
What are the plans for? Is this for a brewery or for like an actual storefront where you can sell it?
Oh, we are focusing on production spaces, so brewing.
Okay.
We will have a tasting room or a tap room, you can call it. It will be small, where consumers or potential customers and clients can come in and try the drink, potentially pair it with like a small snack that pairs well with it. So makgeolli, I mean, Koreans love to eat, and we're not the only culture that loves to eat, but I think we're particularly good at it, and we're really good at drinking. I think I heard about 2 years ago that we started beating out the Russians. So the drinking and eating culture in Korea, I mean, that's the essence of the country, right? And makgeolli is always almost typically drinking with food. It's often paired with tteokbokki or pork belly dishes or things that are fatty or fried, like pancakes, Korean pancakes. That can be seafood pancakes or different varieties of pancakes. It really pairs well with anything that has flavor because makgeolli does have some lactic acid in it, or at least ours does. And what lactic acid does is it makes your mouth salivate. And when your mouth salivates, you want more food, right? But it makes food taste better. And so makgeolli has this wonderful quality to it where it pairs really well with almost anything.
So the things you just mentioned are traditional Korean dishes.
Yeah.
How will you market it here? Is this going to go toward, there are a lot of spicy foods available in America,
Exactly.
different ethnic foods, but
Exactly.
where do you see it going first to really take off?
So one, we're not going to deny that we definitely want to target Korean food establishments first. And I think that's because we need representatives that will advocate for us and tell other consumers and international consumers our story. And they need to have at least a little bit of context to be able to speak to our product. So what we're trying to do is first focus on the Korean restaurants here in New York City that really present elevated Korean food. So it's not your typical bulgogi or your toso bibimbap. Places like Eatisserie and Cheongshik and Brasserie Seoul, there are so many restaurants and makers, or Korean makers here in New York City, that have really chosen to take a different take on their Korean food, right? And present it to the world, not just other Koreans living here in New York City. So those are the types of people we want to target first. Of course, the real sign of success is when we're able to reach outside of our immediate market. So,
Right.
I've done this amongst friends and amongst other food lovers. But makgeolli pairs amazingly with meats and cheeses, for example. Meats, cheeses, and fruits. Persimmon and soft white goat and sheep cheese. It's such an amazing pairing. I think it could really go well with French cuisine, for example, American cuisine even, Japanese cuisine definitely. There's potentially so many combinations, and we'll see where it goes. It's going to take some time.
Is there just one variety of it now, or are you going to do a brown rice version or a sweet white rice version, other varieties?
Sure. So not 100% finalized, but we do intend to come out with a 12% makgeolli and a 16% makgeolli, present as an ABV percentage. And likely the 12% will be made of just sweet white rice, and the 16% will be made of sweet brown rice.
We took some video before of you making it, but we didn't see the bottle. Can we actually just see a bottle?
A little story about the logo. So when trying to decide what the logo was, I was thinking about, I have a tendency to personify things, right? And I was trying to describe who my makgeolli was going to be. I automatically thought about a woman, but I was wondering what kind of woman would she be? Would she be sexy? Would she be sophisticated? I ultimately ended up at this woman would be strong. And she would be warm, she would hold you to her breast, but also scold you. Pretty much everything that represents home. And so we decided to draw a slightly rounder woman. Her body is representative of a onigi, which is the earthenware pots that is typically used for fermentation of makgeolli. And her head is the shape of Kia, which is the letter H in Korean.